And that's going to be a 4-3-7. That is the front line winner, guys. Front line winner. Again, not playing the pass line. I do not ever suggest playing the pass line in my type strategies. I always rather put money up here in the box. In case you don't know why, you do make more money in the box if you use that correctly. Hey guys, welcome back to Mark the Point. Today, I am going to show you my very first strategy that I ever played. Now, I'm kind of young. I'm only just short of 40. However, I've been playing for a long time, probably the better part of 10 years between cruises and casinos. But this is actually what I first started when I first started playing. Now, just like most people, when I first started playing, I didn't know a whole lot about the bets. I didn't know a whole lot about the field, but I had to learn as I go. What I did was I followed somebody as they played, and what they were doing was they were playing the 6 and 8 at $30 levels, just like this, and then they were playing the field. So what did I do? I didn't know what I was doing, so I followed them. Right now, typically now I'm not much of a field better. This almost looks like an iron cross. It's not quite an iron cross. If you had an iron cross, you'd have the 5 included there. I guess nowadays this is called the iron T, right? However, but what I did was, essentially, I'd follow the puck. So if the puck was off, I'd have my bets off. I wouldn't have the field out there yet. Let's just do that for now. Let's say the puck is off, and let's get a point. Let's just say, all right, in this case, it's the 9. That's the 5-4. So what I would do is I would put my field bet out there at $10. I'd mark the 9. Okay. So what I do is the first roll, we always covered the 5. Let's just say the 6 rolled. Okay. If the 6 rolled, that's actually going to pay us $35. We'd lose our field bet. We'd replace our field just like this, and we'd take that quarter and we'd put it on the 5, just like that. All right. So now you have your 5, 6, and 8. Now it does look like an iron cross. But one difference of what I did was I pressed the box every single time. And so I had everything covered. And once I had everything covered, regardless of what it was, I would actually come out of the field. So at that point in time, I'm only relying on the box numbers, and I'm not losing any money anytime I hit these inside bets here of losing my field bet. So here's what I did. I continued with this. Now, I did variate it a little bit. Now, in case you're new to craps and don't really know what the field is, what that is, but here's basically your numbers here. You have the 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. On my table, the 2 pays double and the 12 pays triple. Not a whole lot of casinos do that anymore. But what would happen is if you rolled a 5, 6, or 8, you'd actually lose this bet, right? Because it's not showing up here. So you'd lose that bet, right? But if you would hit that bet, let's just say a 11 rolled, while the point is set, everything is good, it would pay you even odds, just like that. In this case, I would still, regardless if it's the quarter, the 6, or 8, whatever it is, I'd still at least cover that 5 or something because, remember, here we're covered. If we hit a 6 or 8, we would win here, we'd lose there, but we're actually netting money. We're netting a quarter each time. In this case, if we hit a 5, you're not netting that much. Why? Because if you hit that bet, it pays you $14. Well, you have to replace your field, put $10, and you're only putting $4 back into your rack. But I want to try to press this up as much as I could, and I want to try to get out of the field as much as possible and as quickly as possible. I'm going to show you how I rolled this out, guys, on my very first time or my very first system I ever played at craps. I want to kind of roll it out today. Again, you never know what the dice are going to do. Any system can win. Any system can lose. It's all pending on what the dice show out. We're going to try it out and see how we do it today, guys. All right, today we are starting off with a $600 bankroll. So we have a $6 bankroll. Let's go and get a point established. We'll come out with a brand new shooter. They're going to grab these 2 dice right here. They do give you a collection of dice here to choose from. You only grab 2. Make sure you only grab them with one hand, just like that, okay? All right, here we go, shooter. Let's get a point established. All right, it's going to be on a 4. It's right on the edge there, but it's going to be a hard 4, okay? So we're going to mark the 4 right here, okay? Then we're going to drop down the dealer. We'll say 30 each on the 6 and 8, okay? So 30 each on the 6 and 8. And remember, the field is always self-service, so you will always put your own $10 down there every single time and make sure you always pick it up after it rolls too. So here we go. All right, and it's going to be a 6. That's going to be the 4 too, okay? So what happens here, remember, a 6 is not in the field, so we're going to lose this bet right here. However, it will pay us $35, okay? It pays us $35. We're going to replace the field, and we're going to put that $25 on the 5 just like that. Again, always pick up the 5 first no matter what because you want to make sure you're covered on every roll. All right, here we go. Let's do it again. And that's boxcars 12. Now remember what I said. On my casino, it pays triple. So what's going to do is we'll pay it triple. So 10, 20, 30. 10 pays 30. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is now that I've basically got all my bets ready to roll, I can actually pick up every one of these and go to each one of my box numbers. And I can actually go ahead and rack that $10 just like that. Okay. All right, let's keep rolling. So now I've got all my bucks covered. It worked out great this time because I hit a triple. But I would do this on every single time. I would press all the boxes, get out of the field as quickly as possible. All right, here we go, shooter. And you know what? It doesn't help us any good because that is a 617. It rolled on the very next roll. That's how it works, okay? Let's go ahead and pull all these back. So we lose all these bets. Remember, anytime a 7 rolls, unless you're playing the don'ts or whatever you're playing, you always lose every bet out here. And let's turn the puck off and let's get another one established. Here we go. Come on, shooter. Let's go ahead and get a new shooter, right? New shooter, new dice. Let's go ahead and grab these two here. All right, here we go. Let's get a point established. And that is going to be a 617. That's actually a frontline winner. Now, I did not pay the pass line. I do not typically suggest playing the pass line. However, in this case, I still didn't play it, but that would be a frontline winner. And there's a 5 that is going to be a 3-2, okay? So let's go ahead and mark the 5 right here. And we'll do it again. We're going to drop down another $60 for the 6 and 8, say 30 each on the 6 and 8, okay? And then, of course, again, the field is going to be a self-service bet at $10, and we're ready to roll it. Let's go. That's going to be a 1, 2, 3, craps 3. All right, that's a craps 3. Again, that is in the field. Okay, that's going to pay us even odds at $10. I'm just going to put that $10 right here on the 5. That way I'm at least collecting something whenever it does roll. And there's a 4. That's the 3-1. Okay, that's perfect. That's going to pay us again. That's in the field. Pay us another $10. Get pull that here. Go to the 4. Looking to cover up these next 2. That's basically what we're covering next. And actually, what I would probably do is I'd actually pick up that 9 first. Because, again, it's more likely to roll than the 4. So I would probably pick up that 9 anytime. And there is the 7. That's a 6-1. That's, again, all pure organic rolls. That's how it rolls. We're going to pull all these back, lose all these bets. And we're going to try it again and pull everything. We have not collected anything. So here we are. We're at $120. Have not collected anything yet so far. Let's turn the puck off. And let's get another 2 dice here. Let's grab these 2 here. Move those to the side. And let's get a point established first. Come on, shoot. And that's going to be a 9. That's going to be the center field 9. And I love the stick calls. In case you're wondering, that is a center field because if you see the 9, it is right in the middle of the center of the field. All right, we're going to go ahead and go out here for $60. Okay. Drop down the dealer, say $60 and 30 each on the 6 and 8. And then $10 in the field. And we are ready to roll. The point is on the 9. Let's go, shooter. That's going to, again, that is going to be a 3-1-4. That is Big Joe from Craps or Master Journey. And now it pays $10. We're going to pick up our 5 just like that. All right, here we go. And there's the hard 6, guys. That is going to be the Dice Degen hard 6. Now, we will lose our field bet. Let's go ahead and pull that back. And then here, what I would do is I'd place my field, of course. But because I want to get as much juice out of this 5 as I can, I would actually take that 5 and make it a quarter and just move that $10 down to the 9. That way, at least every time here, I'm netting a quarter every time it rolls. So I would just make that a quarter and just move that $10 down to the 9. All right, here we go. And that's the 3, the 1, 2, 3. That's great to me, okay? Because what happens, that'll pay even odds. And if you look here, I have 2 open box numbers, right? I'm going to take $10 from here, $10 from there, and now I've got all my box covered. I'm out of the field, so I no longer have a field bet. Now, at this point in time, I'm going to collect as much as I can to get out of the hand because, again, we haven't gotten out the hand yet, right? So we're going to try to get out of the hand. So let's see if we can do that now, and we're not. That's going to be a 4-3-7. Just about the time you get it all ready to roll. That's our 3rd time that's happened. So this is your risk, right? Not be able to go out there all the way as much as you'd like to get all the box numbers covered. But in this case, you do get it all covered. And then what happens? Big Road shuts up. So we're going to turn the puck off. Let's get some more dice here, right? Let's try this again. Let's grab 2 that works this time. How about those 2 box cards right there? Let's grab those. All right, shooter. Here we go. Let's get a point established. And that's going to be another 6-1-7. That is the frontline winner. Again, we are not on the 7, not playing it. And there's a 10 down there on the end. Okay, so that's Big Ben. So let's mark the 10. Okay, now we're going to go out there for $60 more. Again, not a whole lot of collecting right now. Everything right now is just getting it set up, ready to roll. And basically Big Red shows up right after. All right, let's get it pressed up. Let's go. There's the 8. That's going to be the hard 8. Okay, square pair. It's going to pay us $35. Again, we will lose our field. Let's go ahead and pull that back. Let's replace it and put that $25 on the 5 right there. And here we go. And there's a back-to-back 8 this time. That's going to be the 5-3 this time. All right. So what we're going to do is that'll pay us $35. Again, we're going to lose our field bet. Going to replace that back there. Let's put that quarter on the 9. Now, again, you'd love it when this works out perfect because you got 110 inside. Everything now is going to pay you $35. At this point in time, you're about ready to spread them all out as much as you want. And there is But that's three in a row, by the way. That is 3 eights in a row. That's great. That's going to pay us another $35. What I can do is I'm going to lose this bet here. And what you can do is you can actually go ahead and go out there for $10 each. I'm going to put that quarter into the rack. You go ahead and drop down $10 on the floor. This does require a $10 table. However, if you have a $15 table, you go at 15 or whatever the table minimum is, it's what you'd go to the outside with. All right, here we go. And there's a 10, guys. That is our point. That's going to be Big Ben. That is going to pay us, that's a $10 bet. That's going to pay us $18. So what we're going to do is all these here we're going to collect. We're going to get money back into our rack. Turn the puck off, and here we go. There's a 9. That's going to be the 5-4-9, the center field 9. All right, here we go. And the Martin 9, that is our new point, okay? So we're on the 9. Again, no more field bets. Everything out here in the box. And we're going to collect as much as we can to get as much money back into our rack right now. And then once we get out the hand, then we'll start pressing them up. All right, that's going to be another 10. Okay, what we can do is go ahead and another $18 goes back to our rack, just like that. Okay, here we go. There's the hard 6. All right, that's going to be the Dice Degen hard 6. That's going to pay us $35. Now, we've collected 3 different times. You're not quite out the hand yet because you need to be able to collect just enough to be able to get out each hand. In this case, we've already hit, 2 in a row where we haven't collected anything. So it's a little bit better to be a little bit conservative at any point in time that you can. All right, it's going to be the 9, guys. That is our point, okay? So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We've collected 3 times. So on the next hit, we're going to start pressing. Let's turn the puck off. All of our bets are off. Remember, we follow the puck. And let's do it. Here we go. Let's get a new point established. It's going to be on the 8. The 8 is going to be the new point. Let's mark the point. Okay, here we go. So now at this point in time, we're going to start pressing up a little bit. Now, I don't press it up all the way, just a little half presses. And there's a back-to-back. How about that? There's another hard 6. That would be our hard way parlay there, by the way. All right, that's going to pay us $35. What you could do is you can collect the quarter, drop down $2 to the dealer, say, take me to 42. So now you take the $10 that you had left over, drop down 2. Now you have a $42 bet on the 6. That's a nice bet. And that's a 5-3-8. That is another point winner, guys. That's going to pay us another $35. Again, collect the quarter, just like that. Drop down $2 to the dealer. And say, you know what? Take me to 42. So now both of the 6 and 8 are at a $42 bet. Let's turn the puck off. Okay, let's turn that off. And let's get it reset. And it's going to be on the 9 this time. That's going to be our new point. Let's mark the 9. And here we go, shooter. Let's go. Finally got some decent rolls here. And that's going to be a 10 down there on the end. That's $10 bet. It's going to pay us $18, okay? So what we can do is we can actually take this all the way up to a $25 bet, rack the $3. And basically what's going to happen, they're going to ask you to charge you a VIG. Let's go ahead and make that green. They're going to charge you a VIG. Every $20 you need a VIG. So it's going to pull that dollar back for that to buy your bet. So make it, your buy bet goes just behind that. And there's the 5. That's going to be a 3-2, okay? So that's going to pay us $35. We're going to do a $10 press, make it look like 35. Put that quarter back into the rack. This shooter here's turned it around, right? Oh, of course I say that. There's a 617. Just right there when you get it all nice, you get it all pressed up, you're starting to collect some money. Big Red always shows his face. And let's pull all these back, okay? That's all right. That's all right. We made some money on that one. Was able to get out the hand and collect a little more at it. I don't know if we got all the way out. We're not back to break even yet, but we're actually got a good chunk of it back on that one. All right, got a new shooter here. Let's get some new dice. Oh, as we throw dice across the table. Here we go. Let's get 2 new dice. Those box cards worked last time. Let's try the Yo 11 this time. All right, here we go. Pull these dice back. And let's get a point established. That's going to be a 5-1-6. That's going to be the easy 6, okay? Let's mark the point on the 6. And drop down, again, $60 on $30 each on the 6 and 8, $10 in the field, and it starts all back over. Here we go. And there's a 9. That's going to be the center field 9. That's going to pay us an even $10 in odds, okay? Go ahead and pick up our 5, all right, just like that. There's a 4-3-1, okay, Big Joe. Pays us $10 even odds. Good. Again, that is a field bet. Pull that into the 4. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to pull it to the 9 just like that, okay? So we got our inside ready to roll. That's a hard 6, guys. That's going to be, again, another hard 6. That's going to pay us $35, okay? Again, what I like to do is, I guess it really don't matter here because I think we're going to be covered anyways. But I'll put the quarter on the 5. I'd pick up the 4 and the 10 just like that. And I would take this right here and go back to the rack just like that. So now I got everything pressed up. Everything, we're out of the field. Everything's in the box. And now we're ready to roll. Let's do it. And that is going to be another center field 9. That's a 6-3, okay? It's going to pay us $14. We'll do it this way. We'll do it 15 for 1, just like that. Again, that's going to be a collect. Go right back to our rack. We're going to try to get out of the hand as fast as we can now. So we're going to collect until we get out of the hand, and then we can start pressing them up. All right? And that's going to be a 516. That's great. That's going to be our point. It's going to pay us $35. Again, that's going to collect. That's 2 collects. Let's collect one more time, and then we'll start pressing them up. That is our point. It's going to turn off our point. Remember, when the puck is off, we're going to follow the puck, so all of our bets are off. And what do we have here? That is going to be a 10 down there on the end. That's going to be Big Ben, Waylon's best friend. That is our new point. Let's mark it up. And here we go. There's a 9 center field. All right, here we go. 9 meter. That's going to pay us 20. Oh, no, that's going to pay us $14. So it's 14. Let's call it 15 for 1. And that is our third collect. So now we're going to go ahead and rack that up. Now, anything after this point right here, we're going to go ahead and start pressing them up. Okay. You try to press them about 2 units. When I say 2 units, it's typically 2 red chips or $10 levels. There's a 5 that pays us 35. To show you it's easy. You put the $10 on the 5 and you rack the quarter on that one. There we go. Oh, let's grab the dice. And there's an 8. All right, there we go. 6-2. Perfect. That's going to pay us $35. Remember, this time when you have that $10 extra, you rack the quarter just like that. You drop down $2 to make it a $42 bet. Say, dealer, take me to 42. Okay, just like that. And there, we have been killing the hard 6s lately here, by the way. And that is another hard 6. That's going to pay us $35. We're going to do the exact same thing. Now, I don't have $2, so I can say is take me to 42. Drop them a 5. What they'll do is they'll give you $3 back in change. And they're going to make that look like $42. And, of course, you'll take that quarter back to your rack just like that. And now this inside here is ready to roll because the 5, the 6, and 8 are all going to pay 50 for 1 the next time they roll. I love it when that happens. And there's your 437. Oh, again, just when it got picked up, ready to roll, the big red always decides to show up. Okay, that's okay. Again, I got out the hand, was able to put money back into our rack, which is always good. Okay. And our rack's looking much cleaner now. So it looks like we started with $600. That's $500 there. That is probably about $90. So we're only about $10 shy from being break even on the hand, which is always where you want to be. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and let's get a point established. Get some dice out here. So new dice, new shooter. All right. Pull these back. And let's get a point established. Here we go. And that is going to be the hard 8. Look at there. Picked up the box cars. And picked up the hard 8, excuse me. And you have the hard 8 showing. That is going to be an 8. It's marked an 8. Let's drop down $60 for the 6 and 8, 30 each, and then $10 for the field. All right, here we roll. Let's go, shooter. And there's a 6. That's going to be the 5-1 easy 6. That's going to pay us $35. Again, put that quarter on the 5. Put that 10 here. That's going to replace our fields. Pull that back. That is a 5, a 3-2. That's going to pay us $35. Again, we're going to lose our field bet here, so let's pull that back. And that's going to pick up our 9 just like that. And there's aces. How about that? That's going to pay us double, okay? So here we go. So that's going to pay us double. So we go here and here. Because remember, 2 pays double. We go ahead and pick up our 4, pick up our 10. I said that backwards, but that's all right. And put that back into the rack. Come out of the field. Our box is pressed up all the way to go. We come out of our field. Now we're going to go and feed this box and feed our rack as best as we can here. There's how about it would have been nice if we still had it in there. That'd pay triple, right? That is box cars 12. And there's an 8. That's going to be the 6-2, okay? That's going to pay us $35. Again, these here are going to be all collects, at least 3 collects. You want to have at least be able to get 3 collects, be able to get back into the rack, which you put out there, okay? Here we go. And there's a 10. That's going to be the hard 10, guys. That's going to pay us $18, okay? $18. Going to put the 18 back into the rack. 10 pays 18. And there's a 5-4-9. Okay, that's gonna be a center field. It pays us $35. Okay, we need to collect one more time. That's it. This is our third collect, right? 1, 2, 3. I think so. All right, so now we're ready to press them up. Let's do it. And that's gonna be box cars again. How about that? Midnight. 5-1-6. Okay, now we can start pressing up, right? Remember what we did a while ago? That $30 bet pays $35. We're gonna drop down $2 down to the dealer. And say, take me to 42. If I can grab $2. There we go. Say, take me to $42. Okay. Put that $25 back into the rack. Nope. I already need to start a new level here. So now you can show you here real quick that we are in 100% profit. Okay. As that is our $600 we started with. Okay. Here's our new set of rack here. So we are currently in profit here. And everything up here you're showing here is profit, by the way. So now this is your starting bankroll. Now you know we can press as much as we want to or be as aggressive as you want to as well. All right, here we go. That is a 7. Oh my gosh. You gotta love the irony here, right? I feel like I iced the shooter by taking too much time between each roll by discussing all that, right? That's okay. It happens. And let's pull all this back. Let's turn the puck off. Let's try here again. Let's go ahead and get another point established. Let's get a new shooter. Say new shooter coming out. Let's call the 2 10s. How about that? Pull out the 2 10s or the 10, the 2 5s. Here we go. All right, let's go, shooter. And that's going to be a 4-3-7. That is the front line winner, guys. Front line winner. Again, not playing the pass line. I do not ever suggest playing the pass line in my type strategies. I always rather put money up here in the box. In case you don't know why, you do make more money in the box if you use that correctly. The pass line does not make you as much money. And let's keep it going, guys. That's going to be the hard 4, guys. That's also called the 2-2. The 2-2 was mark the 4. That's the new point. And let's go ahead and drop down. Here we go. Let's go drop down $60 to the dealer. Okay. So 60 to the dealer, and then $10 for our pass line. Oh, sorry, $10 for our field bet, just like that. And here we go. That's going to be a yo 11. That's going to be a mid-mo chiro. Pays us even odds in the field. Pick up the 5 first. And that's going to be a 5. That's going to be the 4-1. Again, not too much of a gain here. That's going to pay us $14. Let's do it 15 for 1. So basically, we're going to replace that. There it goes here. Let's draw ahead, drop the 5, and bring back 1. That's a 15 for 1 bet. And then we keep going. And there's an 8. That's going to be the 5-3. Okay, easy 8. That's going to pay us $35. Again, we're going to lose our field here. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to swap it out. Remember, we're going to take this here, go to the 9, take that quarter, go to the 5, and replace that field just like that. All right, here we go. How about that? That's another hard 6. How many of them have we seen already? That's going to pay us another $35. And in this case, we are ready to go to the rack, right? Because now everything is pressed up. We've already actually already collected $25. So we're already one step ahead. Now, if you wanted to put that $25 on the 9, you absolutely could. But that's totally up to you and your progressive of how aggressive you want to be. Here we go, shooter. That's a 4. That's the 3-1. That is our point, guys. 4 is our point. That's going to pay us $18. Let's turn off the point. Let's go to the rack. That's technically our second collect, right? Here we go. Let's go, shooter. And there's a 6-1-7, a perfect time to roll it, right? When the puck is off, that's when you overroll it. Here we go. And there's a 9, 5-4. All right, so 9, that's our new point. Let's mark the point. And all of our bets are working. Let's go. 4-3-7, 4-3-7. I'll tell you what, let's pull all this back. This is going to be the last shooter. Okay, we're going to try this out one more time. Call it out for the last shooter and see how we do. Let's turn off the point here. And let's see if we can get some new dice. The last shooter of the day. And let's grab, let's grab the 6 and the 5 there and pull those back just like that. All right, let's go, shooter. Blowing the dice, whatever you want to do, and make them hot, right? And that's going to be a 3-2-5, whatever superstition you have. What is your superstition at the craps table? I want to know. Put it down in the comments. What do you like to do? What do you see people do? What is the craziest thing you've seen somebody do? And I'd love to know down in the comment section. All right, here we go, guys. Last shooter. Let's do it. That's going to be a 10 down there on the end. That's Big Ben. That's going to pay us even odds. Again, that's a field bet. Let's move that money to the 5, just like that. That's a 1, 2, 3. Craps 3. Okay. Oh, it was a 3. 3. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Come on, shooter. That was a 2-1. Gosh. There you go. That's going to pay us $10. What we're going to do is we're going to put on the 9, pick up our 9. And there we go. And there's a 7. So it does us absolutely no good. No good at all, but that's all right. That is the last shooter. We're going to see how it turned out. I do see that we're down just a little bit, but that's all right. That's how it works sometimes. You don't ever win. You don't win every time at the casino. That is 100% fact, right? So we're going to go ahead and count this out. That's going to be 100. We started with $600. Move these out of the way. Started with $600. Go move it here. You got 100, 200. That's 3. That's 450. That is actually $100 there. That's going to be 550, right? That's 550, and you have some ones here. 555, 556. So we lost what? 600, or we lost $64, something like that. $44. Lost $44. That's okay. That's part of it. Again, we sat here and played for 30 minutes, had some good fun. You're learning the game as you go. This was my very first system that I ever played. A little bit of the field number, a little bit of the Iron Cross in its own way of playing. But again, getting out of the field as fast as you can. I always suggest trying to get out of the field as fast as possible. They put all your money out here. That way you're not leveraging and losing money every time you hit your predominant numbers, which is your 5, 6, and 8. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this content. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until next time, mark the point. Stay awesome.